What's good, y'all? It's your boy Reek Got Options, and thank you for joining RG on another episode of Sunday Stocks. It's a little different though because it's actually Monday today. It's a holiday this weekend, so people's out and about, and I was at a wedding. So my fault for not dropping anything yesterday, but the market is closed today, so we can still go over it, prepare you for tomorrow. So like I always say, whether the market's up or down, we see green, and the market was down heavily on Friday because during pre-market, Trump threatened Apple with 25% tariffs if they don't agree to manufacture all their products in the U.S. Because it's this India deal coming out with Apple and all that stuff. That's why we say looking at the news and economic data is very, very important. But technicals will reign supreme. And this is why I say technicals will reign supreme. Because we got this drop down right here with Apple, right? And the low was 193.46. This is the 50% retracement level on my multi-year Fibonacci retracements. And we came back down. We found support right here in this area, and we started to bounce back. Now we have a gap fill up at 200. Heavy buy area at 192 too long, right? And now we have this inverted hammer right there, so we can get the V-shaped recovery. And don't forget that June and July are very, very strong months for Apple. So it's time to long Apple, in my opinion. I believe that we're going to get a gap up start on Monday. The futures are down right now, but if you look, they were booming when they opened up yesterday. Futures were booming. So we can get a nice little pullback tomorrow because it's going to be a gap up to probably around 58.17 tomorrow. If anything, we get below this 9 EMA right here and then start running. So the market is looking great for the long term. The reason why I say that is because the month is about to be over. The month of May is about to be over. We're about to hop into June. And what I want to show you guys is the monthly chart, how we prepare ourselves for the next month, what we want to do. As you can see all this right here, this is how I trade in the pre-market, and we will talk about that in a couple minutes because that's my pre-market setup throughout the day, and I have my 4 levels, my pre-market high and low, and then my first 15-minute candle high and low. But we're going to go to SPY. We're going to go to the monthly chart. Boom. We're in a monthly chart. Look at this. This is a beauty right here. Bounced off the 66618 range in April. And then we had this bullish reversal starting right here. We had this Morningstar Doji right here. We'd have flipped this upside down or just inverse this. That would have been an evening star or a shooter. And that would have been very bearish. This is very bullish right now because we're closing above the 9 EMA for this month. As long as we don't break down below 570, 569 on SPY, then we're good money. We're going to try to get to the highs around June, July. It's going to be a beautiful time if we do not invalidate this move. Now, you can see in May that we topped out what we did in March. At March highs, we did that same thing in May. All we need to do is get above 595, and you're going to see some crazy movements. And it's like that on a lot of these tickers. As you can see, this is my personal watch list, RGO's watch list. It looks all crazy. And I want to show you guys exactly why it looks crazy, because this is everything I do on the daily to make money. If you're in the Discord, you see like what we're doing, how we're doing it. Just like last Wednesday, we took $3,700 to 14K in like 10 minutes. And I was on just catching the flush, right? So same thing with triple Qs. We're looking like that. The VIX, not looking so hot, looking ugly. We're going to rechart this up on the Zoom call tonight. So if you're watching the video, please click that link, put in the password, Zoom call tonight at 8 p.m. Tesla, same thing. Tweezer bottom right here. We're going through. We're rejecting the 66618 range. Tesla is not done. We get through 357. 406 is next. And then after that, 489 and possibly 500 before we get to October. That's what we're looking for. Google is running right now. So Google didn't even start to just maximize its gains. Right now, I believe Google's going to open around like 170 maybe tomorrow. And then we can get a nice run up to about 175 in the next month. Long-term plays are where you set these up at. Like this are the setups for the long terms right now for the monthly contracts, 3-month contracts, all that, even possible leaps too at the money. If you want to get out the money, that is good too. You're safe because when you get these big drops, trust me, you're not going to feel that burn that everybody else feels. But when you get that big pop, you're going to be eating a lot, and that's because of the Greeks, the delta and the theta. So back to SPY, the S&P 500. We have this bullish reversal right here, looking great. On a daily, Still looking good because after we got that drop, we start to fall and we start to fill this gap area. Now, it would be a beauty for the S&P 500 to fall to 570 and then rip up, but we did get this little drop and we came relatively close to the 21 EMA. Now, this is a strong bounce right here. We can get that. So, if we can get above this 9 EMA this week and end the month off strong, rest assured that SPY is going to run up to 600 pretty soon. It's not going to be a long drawn out melt up. We're going to get a face ripping rally. Then we're going to make a new lower high around 595 and then keep trucking along going up. There's not that much for me to talk about right now. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Went over the market. We're going to talk more about long-term plays and everything in roughly about an hour. Just remember, when you get headlines like what Trump just did on Friday, it is going to fry the market if it is negative. So be on the lookout for that. Sometimes you might just want to sit on cash if you're too scared and you don't want to hold. If you're diamond hands, then definitely hold. You can average it in your long-term trades. That's what you want to do. Also, you could play the inverse on those because if it's just something quick with panic, trust and believe that the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the tickers that's dropping are going to try to recover. Right now, this looks totally bad, but it's not as bad as it could have been because all these were like 0.5%, 1%. Apple was negative 3% just because it was a topic of discussion. So hit that like button, subscribe, put your notification bell on because we're going to be dropping these videos every Sunday unless it's a holiday or I'm on vacation. And like I always say, whether the market is up or down, we see green. Oh, by the way, don't forget to subscribe to the Discord. The link is always in the description. So I'm going to get with y'all. I'm going to holler at you. See you in about an hour.